A bell rings, not echoing through the mountains, but echoing quietly within the heart of everyday life. You don't have to be in a deep forest to find the way. You don't need a temple or a meditation hall to awaken to your true self. Sometimes, in the noise of a busy street, in the mess and chaos of daily living, a gentle bell rings within. And that is enough to stop us in our tracks. We've often heard, to practice the spiritual path means to renounce, to suffer, to shave your head and live in a monastery. But if only those people are truly on the path, then aren't there far too few awakened souls in this world? What about a mother raising her child with patience? A father waking up early, quietly holding the family together? They may not wear robes, but aren't they also walking the way? Spiritual practice isn't about trading pain for reward. It's about seeing truth within pain and learning to live with peace. To walk the path doesn't mean walking away from life. It means walking within life without letting your heart be shaken. Many believe spirituality is about strict diets, rigid rules, leaving the world behind. But if clarity can only exist in isolation, how could it be called freedom? Modern neuroscience shows when we turn inward calmly, gently, and observe the body and mind without judgment, the parts of the brain tied to stress begin to soften. The brain becomes more adaptable. Our decisions clearer. Ancient sages had a phrase for this: stillness gives birth to clarity. Science now calls it the healing of the prefrontal cortex, the home of reason, compassion, and empathy. The awakened ones, they don't run, and they don't fight. They simply live, like a stream flowing, like a leaf falling. They don't go against the way, but neither do they force others to follow them. They are light, yet steady, because they've come to understand truth isn't found in noisy arguments, it's found in the quiet breath we take each day. Someone once asked me, "What does it mean to walk the path?" I smiled and held up a glass of water. When you're thirsty, drink. When you're tired, rest. When someone's in pain, don't make it worse. That is the practice. Simple, but not easy. Because to live that simply, we must polish the heart like a mirror. Every day, just a little more. When human kindness follows the way of heaven, heaven responds with peace. To walk the way isn't to demand the universe favor you, it's to adjust yourself, to flow with nature. No rushing, no forcing, no going against the current. Sit quietly. Don't ask when spring will come, and the flower will bloom on its own. The way doesn't need fighting, doesn't need proving. Just keep your heart, like an old well, clear and deep. When the time is right, the blossom opens. When the heart is ready, the way appears. You don't need to give everything up. Just live each moment fully, with awareness, with presence, without illusion. That is real practice. It doesn't require robes or rituals, but it does require strength inside. A brightness that doesn't burn, a softness that doesn't break. The deeper one walks this path, the gentler they become. Not through words, but through being, and others will feel it, like the scent of a lotus rising quietly from the mud. The hardest part of practice is awakening. Once awakened, even the wind becomes scripture, every step becomes meditation. But without awakening, you could study all the holy books in the world and still feel empty. Awakened, even a market bell becomes the voice of truth. Quantum physics once said, "The observer shapes reality." So if the heart is still, the world becomes quiet too. Only when we observe ourselves without judgment, without grasping, does life begin to transform. Like a seed that meets the right soil, the right light, the right season. No pushing, no pressure, just understanding. And you will bloom. In the silence of the Buddha, in the stillness of the way, those who practice in the middle of life are the true sages. They don't need to hide. They don't need to prove. They live like a plum blossom in snow, quietly blooming, not showing off. But when you see it, you know spring is here. So if you're walking this path right in the heart of daily life, don't rush to feel guilty for not letting go enough. Just slow down, breathe, stay centered even in chaos. See your thoughts arise, but don't follow them. That is practice. We don't walk this path to become saints. We walk it to stop hurting ourselves, to stop chasing approval, to stop shrinking for others' expectations. We choose peace even when life is unfair. We choose love even when no one sees it. Because when we see that life is a dream, why struggle to wake up inside the dream? Sometimes silence is a scripture, a smile is a mantra, forgiveness is freedom. The world is full of voices preaching wisdom, but what the world really needs are hearts living it. You don't need a temple, you don't need bells or chants, you only need this. When you're misunderstood, stay calm. When things don't go your way, stay kind. The world is loud, but if your heart is still, you'll hear the way whispering from within. So let's begin with the smallest things. When drinking tea, drink with full attention. When someone speaks, listen with an empty heart. When walking down the street, walk like you're on sacred ground. You don't need to escape the world. Just don't let the world muddy your heart. A bell rings, not from an ancient tower, but from within a heart that has stilled, that has seen, that stands unshaken in the middle of life. So walk on, even slowly. Live on, even when the world pushes hard. Every mindful step you take is a lotus blooming in the mud.